Good. Today I just want to talk about some closed guard options and some of the mistakes that are made from this position. First and foremost, when you're in the closed guard, it's important that your hands aren't going above his chest line. If your hands are above his chest line, you better have his biceps or his gi and push it into his armpits, because when your hands come up here, it becomes an opportunity for him to draw you forward and make sweeps work from there. So I would recommend that your hands stay at or below his solar plexus. One of the rules of thumb for me is that my hands are always connected to him. You never want an empty hand, because that becomes the beginning of his process. So your hands are always going to be filled with something. For me personally, my best opening of the legs without posting a leg or getting off balance is reach back and hold his pants at or below his belt line. Elbow's going to go in. At or below his outline, elbow's going to go in. Grab his belt with one hand and shove his belt high up into his solar plexus. And what this does is disallows him to sit up. My left elbow will give pressure down on his leg. Hold your feet close. So he's here. Now all you'll need to do from this position, first and foremost, make sure your shoulders don't go in front of your knees. If your shoulders go in front of your knees, this is going to be an opportunity for him to draw you down. If your shoulders go too far back, it's a great opportunity for him to be simple and even bring his feet up and push my torso and knock me backwards. So again, hands at or below his solar plexus. For me personally, I like to grab the belt, shove his belt up high into his solar plexus. Second hand at or below his hip line, elbow in, head up, elbows in. And when I say head up, I like to exaggerate this to make sure that my body doesn't go where my head goes as it's looking down. My shoulders are not below or not past the knees. My shoulders are behind the knees, and from here, you want your feet together, your knees apart, so they create that triangle that you commonly see in Jiu-Jitsu. Elbows in, head up, second elbow down, triangle with the feet. And now, without your hip retreating, without your hip coming up and off your heels, simply retreat. And as you retreat, you can push down with your elbows, and that will force his legs open. Once the legs are open, you can post that knee in the middle, and then begin your pass. Again, close guard. Use your hands, keep your hands below his chest line. I like to grab his belt, shove it high into his solar plexus. Left hand at or about his hip line, below his belt, elbows in, head up, shoulders not in front of the knees or not too far behind the knees, but right at or about the knees. Elbows in, head up, toes together, knees apart, and you're going to simply walk backwards. And as you walk backwards, you can take your torso. Notice my back, not arched this direction, but arched back and out. Again, not arched in. Notice what my back does, which will open his legs. And that will be key in your process to keep your weight down. Once you get that weight down, back your hip up, post that knee in the middle, and then you can progress and pass the guard. Those are some simple tips for you for passing the guard or opening the legs from a closed guard position.